have a very uncomfortable conversation about an ongoing problem within Japan that is getting a lot worse. It's been something that's been happening a lot lately, and just in the last few weeks alone, I have two examples to show you of just how bad it's currently getting. But also, I noticed there's been an uptick of some of the issues that's been ongoing ever since Japan reopened its border thanks to post-COVID. And I feel like thanks to the overwhelming boom of Japanese culture and a lot of people jumping into, let's say, anime and manga, it's caused a lot more interest in Japan and more people wanting to visit Japan because they could probably get a lot of viewership, clout, etc. And they also probably have become aware that Japanese police force is pretty lax when it comes to foreigners. So I know this isn't my normal type of video. This isn't necessarily discussing anime and manga, but this is a very important video that needs to be talked about. This is something that needs to be discussed because if something is not discussed, it's going to simmer, get a lot worse, and nothing is going to be done. And so spreading awareness of it and trying to call this stuff out is definitely a good first step to trying to get something done. So let's get into the first example here. This individual right here is a foreigner in Japan actively walking down a street, a busy street in Japan. You literally see a car avoid them, to not hit them, but also try to avoid fireworks that's above their head as they just hold it up for no reason, walking near greenery that could easily catch fire and terrorizing Japanese citizens in a town that obviously is clearly busy. You see traffic moving behind them. And the first thing is why? Who in their right mind would do this? And the answer is nobody in their right mind does this. One of the big driving forces to why a lot of people do this is because of attention. Hell, I'm making a video on it. But the reason why they're able to get away with this and get the attention they want is because Japanese law enforcement doesn't necessarily get them for charges. They don't charge them, they just give them a slap on the wrist. They might throw them on a plane, get them out of the country, but more or less they don't face any serious charges whatsoever, which is one of the big reasons why, like, Johnny, for instance, got away with so many things for a very long time until very recently. So this gets into the next video I'm going to show. This is a kick streamer that this just happened a few weeks ago, and they were actively streaming, and people that have only seen this clip might assume to themselves, like, why did they get jumped by Japanese citizens? That's kind of messed up. They're just minding their own business streaming. Why did this happen? Well, if you look at the context here, this person tries to spin it, saying that they're okay, they're in the right, but in reality, they're not. And here's the actual context, which I'm going to show you right here. So basically, the streamer in question that is being a public nuisance did this. He invited a girl to a love hotel. This girl in question, I'm assuming, gets politely told by the girl's boyfriend to not say that to his GF. Tells the boyfriend, the streamer, tells the boyfriend, no, she's my girlfriend. And then the gangster grabs his phone, tells them to piss off, basically. Starts taking off his jacket like he's ready to fight. Gets jumped outside. So this is exactly what happened. There is footage of this. So basically, to get to the main point of the issue, this kick streamer went into, a bar, started to be very gross and solicitate, basically, a girl to go to a love hotel, not taking no for an answer, continue to press, sexual harassment, so to speak, against this girl, and so obviously the boyfriend took it into his own hands and basically jumped the said individual kick streamer, which you see in this clip. So to get into the main thing, it's very clear Japan is having enough. They're having enough of this. I mean, here's a good example. This is something that's recently being discussed. People are calling Japan very racist and all that right now, but there's a lot of places now in Japan that are putting up these signs saying Japanese only. We don't allow customers from overseas to enter our bar. The shop is for exclusive use of a Japanese person. You have, sorry, we decline foreigners to enter. We are sorry, we accept only Japanese. Now, this can mean a variety of things. People that can only speak Japanese, people that are Japanese descent, people that are citizens. You get the point. And the reason why this is happening is because there's been an ongoing rise of just a lot of bad eggs, a lot of bad apples that are taking advantage of Japanese citizens, the Japanese public, and trying to get away with basically crimes and stuff because the police, in Japan is a little bit lax on foreigners because they don't want to probably create an international incident or anything like that. But in my personal opinion, at this point, I think there's two things that need to be done. Either Japan needs to start cracking down hard on this and doing criminal charges against these foreigners and actually making them face consequences, which is obviously what has happened to Johnny as of late. Or they need to make it effective immediately. If you try to stream and it looks like you're streaming, it probably needs to be banned to some degree. I'm not a big fan of censorship. I hate censorship. Don't get me wrong. But I think maybe if they need to stream, there needs to be a permit or license, some checks for that degree. I think that would be a perfectly fine ordeal. If Japan keeps facing these issues where people are going into homes, violating people's spaces, harassing them in so many different ways, you know, there probably needs to be a permit to some degree to basically stop, you know, these people. And if you don't have a permit to be able to stream, you're not going to be able to stream. I think this would stop a lot because one of the big reasons why this stuff happens in the first place, why you see people openly terrorizing Japanese citizens, is because of the clout chasing, because of the recognition, the public talking about them. You know, like I'm doing right now, they like that type of stuff. So I do hope that Japan, with all this stuff that's been going on here, and clearly there has been a lot of pushback as of late, I hope Japan puts in some laws in place or even arrests these people, because this is not okay. It's a big problem, and I hate this, because this honestly started becoming a lot worse in the last 4 or so years. Like, I'm just gonna be blunt with you. It probably happened, maybe back in, like, in the 2010s and stuff, but I definitely didn't see it as much of a rampant issue as of late, and this isn't just a Japanese problem. This is something that's happened in a lot of different countries as of late, and I think it's because of the rise of streamers and content creators. It's caused people to seek clout in the best way they possibly can by being a public hindrance, and that's what's happening here. It's on full display. I hate this type of content creator. I hate this type of stuff that's going on. It's not okay, and I do hope that these people face criminal charges, because terrorizing the citizens is not okay to be able to farm clout and viewership and money. But I'll leave it at that. I know, like I said, this isn't my traditional video, but I felt like this was very important to talk about, because obviously there's been a lot of pushback as of late within Japan. People are trying to call it racist and all that, but it's like, if you continue to, you know, attack the Japanese population, as Rock Solid says here, you know, prioritizing their, you know, their population is a good thing. I mean, why wouldn't they if they're continuously being terrorized by foreigners and stuff? And obviously, this does just harm to everyone. Anyone that wants to visit Japan and see the sites and stuff that are actually going out of kindness and goodwill and being respectful, this ruins it for everyone. What these people are doing is just ruining tourism everywhere for everyone that actually has genuine good thoughts and deeds that they want to do. So it's messed up, man. But I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.